Hey, good afternoon, folks. How you doing? Welcome to our conversations. My name is George. Thank you very much for joining us. Yesterday, we kicked off the topic how to develop good relationships. And yesterday was part one, and we talked about good communication. And I felt we should talk about a little bit more about good communication this afternoon. All right, so how many of you have been in a situation where the speaker's words and his actions were not matching? They were not matching at all. What he is saying, or what he was saying, and what his body was doing were not aligned. How many of you have been in situations like that? I've been in those situations many times before. And I'll give you an example. When one day we were going out on a game drive, and as we went around a corner, and this vehicle that we were on, right in front of us was a bull elephant, right in the middle of the road. And the game guide said, everybody, please stay calm. We'll wait for him to move off the road and we'll proceed. He then proceeded to switch off the engine and just chilled. Now, if his tone of voice had been, everybody stay calm, please, we would have freaked out. But there was an alignment between his words and his body language and tone of voice. Way back, a guy called Albert Meredin did research and concluded that for effective communication, he was researching on attitudes and feelings. For effective communication, the tone of voice, the pitch of the voice, the speed at which the guy is speaking, the pauses in between, the body language, the pause, all those played a key role in effective communication. In fact, this is where the rule came from, the so-called, the rule that says 7% of effective communication is verbal. 38% is the tone of voice, your pitch of voice. And 55% is your body language. So in short, 93% of effective communication is nonverbal. And that's a very important point. Because when we communicate, whether it's with your spouse, or your boss, your subordinate, a customer, whoever you're communicating with, remember that everything counts. What you say, what you do, how you say, how you do it is very, very important. You are sending a message by the way you do all those things. And that's very, very important, because for good communication, the assumption is, oh, I can say these words and they will assuage somebody or convince somebody. But actually, what happens is that where there is a contradiction between your words and your non-verbal behavior, your listener is going to go with the non-verbal behavior. As I said, that is 93 or so % of communication. And so when you are entering into negotiations, discussions of whatever sort, or talking to spouse at home, keep in mind the fact that you must align everything so that your message, whatever it is congruent, that your message speaks directly to what you want communicated. And when we say everything, your listening also is very important, like we said yesterday. So, for instance, when you are speaking to a spouse or a subordinate, give them full attention and show interest in what they're saying. Because if you are on your phone and you're playing around with your phone and you're declaring, oh, okay, it's all right, I'm listening, what you say is actually irrelevant, because the person is seeing the body language that's saying, I am not listening to you. And therefore his response is going to be in line with, I am not listening to you. The irritating cell phones, put it aside. And sometimes actually I encourage people to switch it off, because then you're engaged. You're in a moment with the individual, whatever the story is, you're there. And that encourages good communication. And the other thing is, when you are listening to somebody, look at them, face them. They are talking, look at them, face them. It shows respect, but it also shows that you are there, you are present. Because presence is very, very important when it comes to communication, right? It's very, very important. You're there, you are present, you are listening. There are many other factors when it comes to listening that one must give attention to. But those are primarily important, because I know the eyes story, looking someone directly in the eye, in some cultures that raises a few questions, because direct eye contact in some cultures is equated with kind of aggression, etc. But obviously everything is contextual. But ensure that the party you are speaking to, the person you are engaged with, has your full attention. And therefore, as you communicate, the two of you are on the same plane. That doesn't mean you are agreed on everything that the other person is saying. No, it means you're engaged. That's very, very important. You are engaged. And so to create good relationships, to develop relationships that last and that have respect on both sides, it is important really to learn and practice these things. They don't come naturally to people. No one is born with all these skills all wrapped up in a bag for them. You have to work at it. And of course, you work at it because you value the people on the other side. You're valuing the persons you're engaged with. And so whatever your conduct is, it sends that message that, hey, listen, I'm engaged with you. I care about what you're saying. I want to know what your views are, and I will engage you. Don't be not present. I'm trying to find a word. Don't be not present when you're speaking to somebody. You know, I had a story the other day. Oh, I gave him the silent treatment. You know, good communication means even when you are unhappy about something, you will air that position that you have. And obviously, if the engagement is correct, some conclusion is reached that helps everybody. That becomes a win-win. Don't boast about silent communication. I gave him the cold shoulder, etc. That's not a mature way of dealing with things. All right? So, how do you develop good relationships? As I said, good communication is important. And tomorrow we will pick up something else on how to develop good communication. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, folks, for tuning in and listening to me this afternoon. And hey, as I say always, visit our YouTube page, live with intention, and tell me what has struck home on this one. Send me a message. Give us a call. What has struck home? What did you find important about this? And more importantly, what will you do as a result of listening to this? That will be interesting to hear. All right, good people, take good care of yourselves, and I will be back with you tomorrow. My name is George, and take care. Bye-bye.